Grand Rising, my brothers, my men. I come to you at 0800 hours, Tuesday, December 7th, 2021, and 0800 hours and 8 minutes. It will be, I hate the odd number. This topic is to make you explore in your mind of the mentalities they have us placed in. If you read the title and you made a decision, this is for you. If you, again, this is going to be part of the hashtag AM Access and the Black Men Gymnastics, the destroyer of our minds and the poisoning of our mentality. If you read the title, once again, please sit back for the next 8 to 12 minutes to hear what I have to say, and I will really appreciate it. The reason I started the title off that way is because we always have this battle. So I took it to the sports arena where the battle is fought normally in sports of basketball and football, in this case, basketball or football Americano, that 70% of our race males that look as me and you make up the sport. But we don't have ownership of none of the sports teams or big stakes in the leagues or association. We are not part of the leagues and association. We are mainly the players that bring in and draw the attraction as the money. And if you have an opportunity, I will have to find it for you. If you cannot find it, the actual PDF file of Look Up Super Slave. And in this arena, we run around catching or shooting a ball. But then after it's said and done, we'll play 5 years, 10 years, 15, 19, 20 or so years. And we try to determine who is the greatest of all time. Now, pause. So you read the title and I said, who is the greatest of all time? You made a decision off of, now, this is when our mental gymnastic, this is our mind destruction, everything you can think of, this is when the adversary play with our minds from day one. Because this is when the adversary plays with our mind. Why when the question was asked, when you read the title, ask yourself, why did you make a decision on who was the greatest, or to you, why is that person better than the other one or the best? Because I can think of multiple reasons I'm going to go over real quick of why both will be the wrong answer. If we are really doing the process of analytics, statistics, real time, using our eyes, because I'm happy I was born to watch both. So born to watch both, in my household, I was never brought up to divide and separate my mind from another Black man. Hear what I just said. I was never brought up to divide and separate my mind from another Black man. Because you know why? We wouldn't even taught that. So if you learned that, just as racism can be learned along the way, you have learned how to divide and separate yourself from another Black person. Think about that. You were taught that. Race, everything is taught. Nothing is automatically given to us by the power of, I hate the word, but I want to use it, deduction. So I go in a group of people and one person accept me and a few others going to naturally accept me because we don't have that divide and separate, destroy of a mind. But these other groups do, because they are coming from a household or a surrounding or environment that's powerful as that way. Because even in the gang mentality, they don't even divide and separate. And even different gangs, they are come together. So, Grand Rising, brother, thank you. So let's take a look down the road. If you made the reasoning of saying whoever was better, why? Now I want you to think about your why. Because in your why, I'm about to give you some things you probably never thought of. So let's get into it. What is the measurement? And this is why the discussion, we will always have black men arguing. Because black men, or the men of our race that look at us, we never made a measuring stick. Oh, you have? Oh, okay, you said you made a measuring stick. What is your measuring stick of saying either one is better than the other one? Now, if you really think about your measuring stick, do your measuring stick equate of togetherness on everything? So if I'm playing basketball, I have to measure my time and grade. Then first I will go to the things you can see, not the things you can't see, because y'all remember the next generation is going to see it. See, I'm using sports, we gotta think. The things I can't see, the next generation is going to see. Things, hold on, things I can't see. So if I get a group of brothers that have a problem with relationships, some are going to mention things that I can't see and the things that they can see. But the first thing I can't do, say I'm using the word can't, because this is a can't moment. It's a can't event. I cannot dismiss the information they have. And that's what we do as brothers and men, as men of the same race. So if I'm dismissing what he said, it's probably going to be a part 2 to this. So then guess what? We have no longer a measuring stick. So now, again, when we start drawing information, the information is going to be what? Divided and separated. So if we start using visible accomplishments or achievements or accolades, I'm going to go to something that you can't get rid of. There is nobody helping judge. So when I run a race and there's a line to cross, I'm either going to get to that next line in front of it and cross it before you and break the tape, or we're both not going to finish the race, or you're going to beat me. It's not going to be a finish from either one of us. We're going to come behind someone else, or somebody else going to break the tape first, or me or you going to break the tape. See, that's how I run a race. I don't know what other races you run, but at the same time, I'm not comparing myself. So when we start comparing, what are we comparing? So we got points, we have rebounds, we have assists, we have steals, and then we have visible. So if my person is PER or other statistics that's visible. So if I scored 34 points this game, my player scored, the player I was defending, when I stood next to him, when you calculate it, when you show the picture, I'm standing next to him. How many points did he or she, well, he in this case, score on me? So that player only scored 12 points on me, and I scored 20. I have 8 more points. So I will be a +8. That is visible numbers, right? Because I can literally watch the tape, but then sometimes we can't watch the tape. What do we do then? We have to like not use that solely. But this is this crazy part. The reason I went there first, because the Spirit led me there. Have them 2 players, I'm just using them as an example. Have they ever played against each other? No. Have these 2 players played in the same era? No. So now let's go. Now we got to start all over again. What is the measure? So, and I say measure as men of our race, how do we comprehend you are better, or how do you compare me if we cannot use a true measure of those things? But we have the visible things. As I said, we have the points, we have the numbers. But to now, what we can't do, and I'm going to use a can't, we cannot deduce or take away, degrade, and this is what we do to our brothers. Even on this social media, YouTube streets, you cannot belittle and take away what one brother have done and not done it for the other. And I want to hit this real quick. His character. We can't add character to a person that's not playing, and we can't make one's character higher than the other one or less than for a person that is playing. Versus even the one, we can't make the one that's not playing character higher or lower, because he have no other way. We have to judge them based solely, or if, I'm not saying compare, I said judge. I'm not going to never compare these two, because we already came now, which I should have stopped. we came to a part where I cannot compare these two players. So black men, I came to the part where I cannot compare me to you. But pause. Let's go to the next part. We still argue. We losing. So that right there shows. So far, we talking about you're winning. How are you winning? So if you a father or a brother or uncle, and your nephew's in the street, and he don't have the mind of something to bring us together, you are losing. So there's no win. So this is the first part, which I only got to because I'm out and about. I want you to really think about the things I just said. Why are you comparing? What is visible that we can see? If we are in different times, what are things that we still can show or the create where we don't have to belittle, demean, and bash each other? So what I say unto one, I say unto all. It's our path, it's a journey, it's a choice. Choose wisely. Thank you for the people that showed up. And thank you, Brother She. You always an honor to see you. And I respect you, brother. Have a great day. I respect all my brothers. We just got to do better in our minds and our hearts and our souls and spirits.